Hey, what is going on, guys? Father Gamer here, and welcome back to some more Blade and Sorcery. Today, as you probably gathered, we are going to be checking out 5 incredible mods for the game. So, without further delay, what do you say we jump in? Okay, so the first mod that we're looking at today is called the Snap mod, which, if you allow me to demonstrate, will allow you to kill or even explode NPCs with just a click of your fingers. In fact, you can do lots of other cool things as well. It's kind of like a multi-tool spell, and you can set whichever each of your hands do in the mod options book as well when you click your fingers. And there is a huge variety of different cool things that you can do with NPCs and items and even yourself. But some of the things that you can do to the NPCs include being able to ignite them aflame so that they slowly burn. You can freeze them, rendering them completely incapable of defending themselves against you. You can electrocute them if you're feeling extra cruel. You can smite them. Or you can just dice them into many pieces. Or maybe a simple beheading. Or maybe you could duplicate them to double the fun. You could even turn them into something useful, maybe. Or you could remove gravity and allow them to float there like a harmless butterfly. Apply crushing power. And when you have no friends left to torture, experiment on, play with, then you can resurrect them so that you can have the joy of ending their life all over again. And of course, there's also a variety of useful things that you can do to objects and the player as well. We're not going to cover all of that now though, because we've got other mods to look at. Speaking of, now this next mod, I'm not too familiar about the lore, but I do know how it works. Now allow me to show you what happens when we hit someone. So what's going on is when you manage to land a punch, some mystical energy travels through your arm, creating this second deadly powerful impact. Now the mod is called UG's Divergent Fist, and it's basically just these orbs which you have to pick up to then harness the power in your hands and then just start hitting people. But it's not just that, you can do a little bit more as well. If you press the triggers, you can see your hands kind of shoot out like in this direction, which when you're not grounded would allow you to lunge towards your target just like this. You could even shoot yourself up in the air and then come down for the killing blow. Yeah! We absolutely destroyed her. This is actually a really cool take on like super punches, really. Obviously there's a lot of lore behind it which I don't know, which some of you will probably be familiar with. But that's just me getting old now, I guess. We absolutely destroyed her. But yeah, I think on that note we should probably move on and take a look at the next mod. So the next mod that we're looking at is called Ancient Ring, which basically gives you all the power of owning a staff on your finger, so we can imbue it like this and use the arc whip attack on our NPCs here, cutting off heads and limbs and stuff. It's actually really useful as well to use in close quarters rather than having this unwieldy long staff. Just having this kind of power on your fingertips changes close quarter combat completely. These NPCs are having an extremely bad day. They don't stand a chance against this new form power we have. In fact, I have always been a fan of the arc wire, or is it the arc whip? I can't remember what it's called right now, but I've always been a big fan of it. I never really liked carrying a staff around too much. I like magic and all, but I'm more of a sword person, you know. I'm sure most of you will agree. But anyway, we can do lightning, of course, but what about gravity? Obviously we can use all the other spells as well, but let's check them all out, of course. So now with the gravity we can, harness a weapon? Yes, I remember now. So we can just hold a weapon like this and just destroy NPCs probably better than what we could if we were holding it actually. It seems quite strong. I don't usually use this ability that often with the staff, but we should do it more because it seems quite powerful handling weapons in this way with the gravity spell. Oh yeah, we're just destroying these guys. This is actually a lot of fun. Okay, wait. What else can we do? We can obviously do the grav slam. Oh wait, I forgot to do the lightning. I've got to do it. We've got to do the slam. The lightning ring slam. Come on. There There we go. I just wanted to check that it worked, you know. Okay, next let's do fire. Just so that we can say that we've done it. So now we should be able to cast a few fireballs. Yeah. I've never been the best aim with these things, but hopefully we can take a few of these guys down. There we go. Yeah, that's it. That's how it's done. This is a very cool mod. I suggest you check it out for yourselves. But, it doesn't really work that well with this. Okay, never mind. Anyway, I think we should move on to the next one. Okay, so the next mod that we're looking at is called Toji's Inverted Spear of Heaven. Now, obviously, it's your basic weapon mod. It does everything that a weapon should do. Of course, you can slice and stab NPCs, and it would also allow you to dash forward when pulling the trigger, giving you some kind of, what is it, it's meant to represent like superhuman speed. Again, I'm not entirely familiar on the lore behind this mod. It's connected to the Divergent Fist mod and is in fact actually a requirement to make it work. So if you want that one with the super strong punches, you're also going to need to download this spear mod, which is partly the reason why we're featuring it today. But yeah, like I said, you can lunge forward. You can also hold the A button to make this cube appear and teleport to it. So we could just teleport all around the ring like this. It's got its own little special effects as well, of course. But, you know, it's not perfect. Like, I teleport and I find that I'm facing the wrong way. Like, I don't get how it orientates me sometimes. I get a little bit lost. Yeah, sometimes it doesn't make sense. It's okay, though. It's really fun. Like, we can just zip around and mess up all these NPCs. And I think that's all it does, is the lunge and this teleport ability. As far as I know. I apologise if I am missing anything. I think this is all there is to it. But this is pretty cool. I do like these mods which let you teleport behind the NPCs and stuff and confuse them. These sort of dash abilities. It makes the game a lot more interesting, you know. And this is quite short and easy to handle. But let's go take a look at the next one. The final mod that we're looking at today is called Blunt Dismemberment, which, if you haven't guessed, allows you to dismember enemy parts with blunt objects. Now, this also includes your hands. In fact, this includes anything which could be considered blunt. In fact, such as the ground, the wall, anything which isn't sharp. Well, I suppose sharp things dismember as well. So now everything in the game can dismember, and I mean everything. And even though there is an option in the book to be able to increase the amount of force, I'll show you here, needed to be able to dismember, I've got it maxed out right now. And I can still dismember people with ease. So, for example there, if I can punch heads off like that, I think that the author needs to make it so that we can increase the force a little bit more, because so far, parts are coming off too easy. I mean, it's fun, don't get me wrong, this is incredibly fun. I mean, who doesn't want to be able to just punch a man's head off and chop through their arms and, you know. I love this kind of stuff. I made Divine Strength and Speed. I wish it could have been this good. But, yeah, it's a little bit too easy, and thankfully you can turn it off, because you wouldn't want this on throughout your entire game, because an NPC literally just trips over, falls on the floor and loses most of his limbs. It's quite ridiculous, actually, as fun as this is right now. So yeah, it's a very fun mod. It's good for a bit of a laugh. I think it needs to have the limit increased so that we can control the amount of dismemberment which happens with blunt objects, but hopefully that's something which gets worked on in the future, but definitely worth checking it out. Okay guys, that's all I've got time for today. I hope you've enjoyed the mods that you've seen, and if you have, you can find links from down in the video description below. And if you've liked my video, you can let me know by hitting that thumbs up button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe if you haven't already. I'm Father Gamer, bye for now.